Let's fucking go.
Everybody, welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Dushan, and today I'm here to talk about why people are worried about the Lanterns show. Now, 6 days ago, the news kind of blew up that the Lantern show that's been, God knows, 6 years in the making now, was finally a trailer for that finally released, and we got to see Kyle Chandler and I always forget that actor's name from Rebel Ridge, but we got to see our first appearance of the new Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, and we got a good atmospheric video, trailer that kind of gave you an indication of the tone of the show and the type of vibe they're going for with the show Lanterns. And I gave my review about that. I said it, and in my review, I mentioned that I think that the best thing that they did in the trailer was they captured Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan. At least they captured Hal Jordan for sure. I think they captured Jon Stewart, but you got a lot more of Hal Jordan, and I thought they did a good job of capturing the animosity that can always be between those two, and a good job capturing the true detective vibe that they were going for, because it hasn't been that long since James Gunn reported stuff about how the vibe that they were going for was like a true detective, buddy cop, true grounded show about these two cops investigating something, and in this case it's Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan. But like I said in my review, I enjoyed what they presented it as. I think that this show could be good. I think that this show may probably be good, because nothing in it from a story perspective or a tonal perspective or even visually look bad to me. I know some people have made a big deal about the images of the Green Lantern suit in the closet, and some people have also made a big deal about the fact that most versions of Green Lantern, the suit isn't actually a physical suit, it's a construct, and having it be not that in this is a bit it doesn't really jive with some people. Also, one of the things that some people have brought up a couple people have also brought up is the idea of the Green Lanterns and James Gunn's Green Lanterns not having the green glow around them when they use their powers, as anyone who saw Superman, when Guy Gardner's Green Lantern showed up, he did not have the green glow around him whenever he used his ring. He just floated. He just flew through the sky. He didn't have the green glow as we would usually see with Green Lantern. So there's a lot of complaints about that. But I don't have any strong opinions on the Green Lantern suit that so many people are complaining about in terms of the way it looks, because I think that it's not that suit is kind of look way more green. I think the suit looks like that because it's not powered by the ring. The idea that these suits are they have to, without the power of the ring, these suits just look like regular ass pieces of equipment. They don't, without the suits, they're not special. And I do sort of like that idea. So I imagine by the time they get to the end of the show and we see the suit fully illuminated, fully, greened up, it'll look better after that. But so we just kind of saw it in a dormant state. But I digress. It's been a divide amongst fandoms over this trailer. There's been a divide amongst fandoms over James Gunn handling of it. Like I said, we haven't seen the show yet, and it seems to be these two distinct opinions on this trailer. And there's one camp that absolutely loves it, loves that they're doing something different, loves that it's having this dark, this grittier, this more down-to-earth vibe to it, this true detective down-to-earth vibe to it. They have faith that either A, they're like, don't judge this until you see it, and they're in that, which I'm like that too, but they're like, this is gonna be great, we don't need it to be sci-fi and whatnot. Or they're like, wait until the show comes out. There's probably gonna be more extended stuff. There's probably gonna be more intergalactic stuff. Maybe the entire trailer is the first episode. There's that camp, and then there's people who are losing their fucking minds. There are people who are like, this is awful. This is the worst thing they've ever seen. This has no sauce. Like that. Like this is terrible. Like there are people who are like doom and gloom about this fucking teaser, and I understand. And the thing is, I understand why anyone would have concerns because right now too, like there's this like counter thing going. Because either you say good things and people are countering your good things by being like, well, of course you would say that. Or you say bad things and people discount what thing, or you say like critical things and people discount the criticisms you have because they liked it. And right now I wanted to make this video because I think that there are legitimate reasons to be worried about this Green Lantern thing. Because like, as I mentioned before, like, this is not what I imagined a Green Lantern show would be like. And even after hearing the description of it, because I heard that same description like a lot of you, like months, like maybe a year ago, to at least months ago, like about this being a buddy cop true detective story. And I remember hearing that. I remember the image being out there. But even then, I was like, well, maybe what they mean by buddy cop true detective is what they really mean is that's the vibe they're going for, but it's gonna be like, what if True Detective took place in this crazy space insane sci-fi world? I did, but like watching the trailer, it seemed like they were just like, no, there's like, what if it's just True Detective except with slight sci-fi elements to it? That's just the vibe you get from the teaser. And also, I don't like this whole... Also, I'm not comfortable with the whole idea of some people being just like, well, you need to just wait until the movie show comes out, or wait until an official trailer, or... I'm like, dude, the job of a teaser is to make you want to watch the show. The job of a teaser is to make you want to see it. And from a teaser perspective, I thought they did a pretty... from a teaser perspective, they were kind of stupid not to have at least one Green Lantern thing in this. They didn't show a construct. They didn't show a Green Lantern suit. There's not a single action sequence teased. There's not even an action sequence teased in this. You know, they didn't show you the villain. I don't think they showed you the villain. And everything about this seems so calm and tamed. And it'd be one thing if if we were talking about the X-Men, or the Fantastic Four, or even talking more DC, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman. Then you can kind of play it cool and not show anything because these characters are so big and everyone knows so much about them, generally speaking, that we can like kind of smoothly kind of be like, okay, we're gonna save this stuff. We're gonna build up anticipation. You know, we're gonna build up anticipation until we see Superman show the super suit. We're gonna build up anticipation until we show Wonder Woman using the lasso. Like, I can get down with the idea of teasing it, of holding back and not wanting to show too much. But the problem is Green Lantern is a character that needs as much support as it can get. Because, you know, I hate to say this, but the Ryan Reynolds movie did a lot of damage to the IP of this character. And to hold back that much kind of gives the indication that it's not going to be as over-the-top or sci-fi as it can be, which I'm already worried about, once again, because it's a television show. Green Lantern, Hal Jordan and John Stewart should be a movie. They should be in a big blockbuster movie. And the fact that it's a show makes me doubt how much Green Lantern stuff is going to be in it. I hate to break it to you, but unless this has like Andor, Mandalorian, or Mandalorian, hell, even Game of Thrones, unless this has an insane high budget, there's not going to be a lot of Green Lantern shit happening. That's why I'm not one of the people that's why I don't buy into the idea that there's so much other shit, like they travel to a bunch of other places throughout the course of the show, like some people are kind of suggesting, because I just don't believe this, because I believe the reason that they showed what they showed in this teaser is because I do think the majority of the show is going to take place in this town. Not to say that they're not going to leave this town, not to say that there's not going to be flashbacks and things of that nature, but I do genuinely think that the majority of the show is going to take place in this town. And the reason I think that is because this is a television show. they only have so much budget to show off shit, which means they are really gonna play this like a True Detective show, where they keep the actual use of the ring to minimal, and they do stuff, and it's gonna end and build up. It's gonna be like a Netflix show where it ends and builds up to them having the epic battle. But don't get me wrong, I think they're gonna show off some shit. They're probably gonna have some sequence happen at the beginning of the show that's like really big and bombastic and shows off all these lanterns, and maybe it shows John getting picked or whatever, or Hal having a flashback. It's gonna be some sequence at the beginning, and there's gonna be some sequence near the end. But generally speaking, it's going to be a detective show, a mystery show, figuring out what the fuck is going on in this town. Like, that's just the vibe I get. And it's just not, it's not what I wanted, and it's not what a lot of us wanted from a Green Lantern show. Like, and the thing about it, too, and I've seen some people say this as well, you could have had this be your murder mystery grounded show, if you had just put it on another planet, or if you put it or if you put it on another planet, or you put it on Hala. Like, there's so many different things you could have done to keep that high sci-fi concept going with the Green Lantern while telling this story, and to just have the story take place in this dirty ass off the beaten path town. It just feels weird. Also, the reason I know that the reason I'm fairly confident the show is going to take place in this small town is because there are characters they introduced who are from this small town. Like you know what I mean? Like, there are like multiple sequences that like that. So like I said, I am nervous about the show from the perspective of as a fan of DC, which everyone knows I'm a huge Marvel guy, but I am also a big DC fan too. I wanted something different, and I'm worried that they may have committed too hard to the whole True Detective bit. And I'm also concerned that the entire reason they chose to go in this direction is a direct response to the Ryan Reynolds movie. Is that the Ryan Reynolds movie did so much damage that they feel the need to take all the color out, to get rid of to take the green out of the title, to take the color out. Literally, it felt so deliberate that it's like, dude, I can't ignore that. It feels like it was unnecessary to take all the green out, including the name. And I heard some people saying, well, the reason they call it Lanterns is because it's going to be about more than just the Green Lanterns. I don't give a fuck. I came here to see Green Lantern. You know what I mean? That's what I came here to see. You could go, I go see a Batman movie to see Batman. I don't give a fuck. Cool. Robin and Batgirl are cool. I came here to see Batman. So it's they called it Lanterns because the other Lanterns. I don't know about you, but does anyone think Atrocitus is going to show up in his full CGI glory? Does anybody think Sinestro is going to pop in his full power glowing suit in this show? Because I don't think this show got the budget to do that. So I don't know. We'll find out together, but I do think there are many reasons to be worried about Lanterns. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.